We had John Cena and Stephanie McMahon had an in-ring segment. I'm not going to recap everything that was said here. All I'm going to say is this. This thing ended up devolving into Stephanie McMahon attempting to recruit John Cena to join the Authority. And it's one of those segments that it makes me cringe as a wrestling fan. Because we've seen John Cena come out now for how many years now? 10 years, 12 years doing his shtick? Hustle, loyalty, respect. And how many times have we had to sit through John Cena promos where he addresses the fact that people want me to go heel, or they want me to be the bad guy, they want me to be the villain, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to change who I am just because some people want to knock me down. All these impassioned speeches about why he does what he does, and the charity stuff, and when I look in the eyes of a sick kid, or I look in the eyes of one of those soldiers, and it brings a tear to your eye. All these times that we've seen John Cena cut these promos, and we're supposed to buy into the fact that, well, he's just going to join the Authority. He'll just abandon all of his principles, and he'll agree. Yeah, sure, I accept. I join the Authority. That's number one. Number two, how many fucking times are we going to sit here and listen to the same John Cena promo over and over and over and over again, where whether it's him or Stephanie in this case, they bring up the fucking chants from the crowd. Do you hear them, John? Do you hear them? They're booing you. They're chanting, Cena sucks. They don't like you. Turn, right? How many times have we seen this? How many times have they done this in just the last 2 or 3 years? We just saw it a couple of months ago with Paul Heyman. The same fucking promo. And John Cena only gets part of the blame for that. Because they scripted this shit. How many fucking times can they rely on the same promo for this guy? And we're supposed to care. Now, they were lucky, because in San Antonio, for whatever reason, the people were into John Cena. The one fucking building in the entire country where when you try to get them to chant Cena sucks, they don't. And they actually chant Cena, Cena. And apparently it messed with whatever Stephanie's promo was supposed to be. But Stephanie is so good that she can think on her feet, and they kind of adjusted it accordingly. But it's like, how many times are we supposed to sit through this? Why do I, as a viewer, give a shit if the fans are chanting for this guy, if they're not chanting for this guy? He just beat Randy Orton the night before. He earned a shot at Brock Lesnar's WWE Championship. He's primed for a main event on this very show against Seth Rollins. Of all the things for him to come out and talk about, we have to sit through the same promo that we've seen a million frickin' times before. And that's what really annoyed me about this more than anything else. And I said, sometimes John Cena shows that he can cut a really good promo. John Cena can be one of the best promo guys in the company when he's on his A game and when he's given the material to work with. He shows that he can cut a great promo on some nights. This was not one of those nights. This was one of those grating John Cena promos where he comes out, he's the narrator. He's the voice of the WWE. He's the Morgan Freeman of the WWE. The way he speaks and how he summarizes everything. I don't need you to come out and give me a fucking summary. They can take a voiceover guy and have them do that. Better yet, here's an even better idea. Why not have your 3 announcers at ringside do that? Why not make them useful for a change and have them summarize what's going on and not John Cena? That's not John Cena's job. It's one of those corny things about the character that I fucking hate. But just this whole promo of how she's trying to convert him to the dark side, and the people, and John Cena, of course, the people paid their money. They can come and share. How many times do I have to hear this shit? I hated this. This was terrible. I couldn't stand this. But it had a purpose. It had a purpose, even though the segment could have been about 12 minutes shorter than it was. But it had a purpose. And the purpose was to set up a Survivor Series elimination match where John Cena will captain one team against Team Authority. That's the big main event for the Survivor Series. There's no title match. That's it. That's going to be the main event. 4-on-4, 5-on-5, whatever form it takes. I'm okay with that. I like the Survivor Series concept. You can't do a whole show full of Survivor Series matches like you used to. But to have 1 or 2 main ones is cool. I'm happy to see them at least keeping the concept alive. Even though week after week after week on television for free, we constantly see tag team matches. We constantly see 6-man tags with the same guys. So this idea that they're going to sell a pay-per-view on a tag team match as a main event is kind of comical to me. But then you find out they're giving it away for free, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Now we know why they're giving it away for free and why they're doing a tag team match as a main event. It's obvious to me Cena will end up recruiting or attempting to recruit Randy Orton for his team to challenge the Authority. Maybe not. Maybe Orton joins Team Authority and ends up turning on them the way that Kurt Angle turned on the Alliance at Survivor Series all those years ago when they, ixnayed the invasion. Maybe that happens, and he gets the big babyface pop in his hometown of St. Louis, which is where Survivor Series is. But I think it's better if he joins Team Cena. So that way we can avoid another John Cena versus Randy Orton confrontation. I have seen enough of John Cena versus Randy Orton on opposite sides of the ring, one-on-one in the ring, or in tag matches, or any kind of match. I would much rather they be partners to avoid that. Although, we all know what happened once upon a time when John Cena and Randy Orton were tag team partners. They wiped out the entire Raw roster 17-2. Orton does start filming a movie for WWE. He's filming The Condemned 2 on November 11th. So I would be surprised if he altogether just missed the pay-per-view. It's possible. He may not even be at Survivor Series. I find that hard to believe. I'm sure they'll work his schedule around the pay-per-view. In the movie, by the way, he plays a former bounty hunter who ends up in a tournament where people fight to the death. This was the movie that Steve Austin was in the first one. It completely bombed, and WWE blamed it on Lionsgate or whoever the distributor was, and there was a whole big fight over it. Well, anyway. So Randy Orton now gets to be sloppy seconds in the Condemned series. Didn't Randy Orton get sloppy seconds or whatever in another series too? I could have sworn he was in another movie where he was like an ambulance worker. It was actually not bad as far as action movies go, but I feel like John Cena had the role first, then they gave it to Orton. What the hell was the name of that movie? What was it? Was it 12 Rounds? It might have been the 12 Round series. I don't remember. It's been long enough. But anyway, it's Team Cena versus Team Authority as the Survivor Series main event. I can envision a John Cena, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, maybe Ryback team if they're doing 4-on-4 against Rollins, Kane, and the Stooges, Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. It is worth noting that the Scott Trade Center, which is hosting the Survivor Series in St. Louis, they sent a tweet out on their account announcing that Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose would have a singles match on the show, as it should be. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention here, too, is I'm hoping that they're not just going to shoehorn Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt into this match. Coming off what happened at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I was not thrilled, and I'm going to get into it in a second here, I was not thrilled with the way they followed that up on Monday night. They need to have a one-on-one singles match. Just a one-on-one fight where they just butt heads. They should not be shoehorned into a multiple-man tag team match on this next show. So I do not want to see them involved in that Survivor Series match. I do not want to see Dean Ambrose as another member of Team Cena. I don't want to see Bray Wyatt aligning with the Authority. I want them to do their own thing separately. Plus, how many guys can you fit in that match? You need other matches on the show. You can't just shoehorn everybody into that one match. So it sounds like that's the direction they're going in. They're going to keep Wyatt and Ambrose separate. That's the way it should be.